What is good, boys and girls, and welcome back to what should, in theory, be the much easier rebuild. FC Bayern Munich 2. You see the 1.5 rating, I see it too. You ask, why is it an easier rebuild? Simply put, potential. They've got Fate up, who, to be honest, like every single German striker seemingly recently, probably won't live up to his potential. They've got, I believe it's Stiller in CDM, who he actually might, to be fair. He's been on the bench for the actual Bayern Munich team a few times, so you know, decent little prospect. They do not have Jamal Musiala, or how you pronounce the bastard's name. He chose to be German over English, so I'm not going to be in favour of him. We're going to be going for a very, very, very similar rebuild to the 1861. Again, it's all about efficiency. Players who are at their peak right now, they're going to sell for high values, so they need to get gone. Young players who we can build around, who we can nurture, and we can get their value up, they need to stick around. 6 million in the budget, it feels good to be affiliated with. I want to say something nice, but it's just not my alley, is it? It's good to be affiliated with the big boys, let's just say that. As you can see though, sold a couple players there. They were very good, to be fair, but again, just like Oberlin, who I'm trying to get rid of here, they've peaked. Their value's not going to go that much higher, their rate's not going to go that much higher, so we need to stick to players who we can actually get the value out of now. This is going to be a long-term rebuild. Players like this they're not necessarily going to help us. Players like Seko and Yusuf Demir, they will help us, so they can get got. Seko, the Japanese centre-back, who, just like Vitic from my last rebuild, you might not have heard of. What I'm going to tell you though, boys and girls, get him. The guy is a baller, just like this boy, Big Peterson. I hope it's actually Peterson, not Pedersen. I'm looking at a very small screen, and I do have the eyesight of an 8-year-old with cataracts, so it's just feel bad for me, okay? As you can see, look, the team, it looks much stronger than our 1860 team. In all honesty, you'd hope if we can get promoted to that 1860 team, we can do better than 50th in the league. As you can see though, even if we are 50th, the players have grown a lot, to say the least. A very decent rating, where most of them should be in that mid to, I'm not going to say mid, a couple of them might sneak up to about 73 or 74, but you'd hope for about 71 or 72 on most of them. As you can see though, one more signing, Omar Biaz, getting the club, definitely just butchered his name, but who really cares? I'm Quacker's TV, if I did things right you lot wouldn't find me funny. Anyway, on to May. As you can see, pick up a big dub, and another big dub, and an even bigger dub. Don't ask me how we went from 15th to 1st. I really couldn't tell you. I'm so it's EA, lads. They just don't make sense. They just don't. But as you can see as well, the players' ratings again going up, just like my probably can't say that these are a lot of very young my audience are too. Just want to throw out there, by the way, a guy changed his name to Pineapple Duck in my subscriptions. So again, I'm not saying I play in favourites, but Pineapple Duck and non-Pineapple Duck people, I am playing favourites. Be more like him. Anyway, on to the next season. Football is back, and so is the beautiful. It's the first 7 minutes. Not that great, really, is it? It's kind of like me. It's just a bit average. Anyway, I said you'd be seeing a lot of him. Knauf, we sold him, if you remember, with 1860, which means we can keep him with FC Bayern. Knauf for 2.7 million. Do not mind if I do. Sold our backup, yes, our backup keeper for P's, and Dejaku, our third choice right winger, for even more. Letting us sign Aaron Hickey, like we all wish we could get one from a girl right now. Joins the club at left back, 71 rating, 19 years of age. He's legal, which means I can make launch jokes. Yes. Sorry, what was that? Aaron Hickey, the ugly, stone-faced looking bastard, gets in the club, and this is a big one. Konstantinos Mavropanos. I'm going to call him Tino. I don't want to say gets in the club, because as you can see, the negotiating is tighter than nuns behind. But when Quackers calls, you answer, and Mavropanos Tinos himself joins Seko at the centre of our defence. If our 1860 team didn't look like one that could get promoted, this one definitely does. You know, I want to say I'm guarded with 6th place, but I'm not. I'm just not. 6th place, mid-table. If we don't go up, then more than likely, these players who are mid to low 70s, they're going to be low 80s to high 70s, and that's going to be keeping us up. Simple as. That's a guarantee. If we don't get promoted this season, we're going to smack it the next season, and then we're going to be comfortably staying up. Feet up, for all we know, that boy could be 80 rated. First of all though, 21 million for our captain. That was hard to turn down. That genuinely was very hard to turn down. If I didn't think I'd get spat at by German fans, and it's happened before, so I'm kind of scared of it, I probably would have sold him. But 5th place, first season, just missed out by 5 points. I'm really not that gutted. I thought I'd be more upset. But you see how these players have grown, and you imagine how they'll grow with one more season with Big Quack Dog at the helm. Couple signings, maybe a bit of peace from the boys upstairs, you know, Salihamidzic, or however you pronounce that guy's name. He was an absolute baller for Bayern, but he's got a balls ache of a name to say. Just so you know, this team ain't even allowed to be promoted in real life. I did the correct thing not getting promoted, and my board is still pissy with me. But just like always, I slap my big magnum sized dong on the table and say give me some peace, and they say 21 million. So I say, let's get a striker who's going to bag. And they say 30 million, so I say no. So we say, let's get a second choice striker who can bag. And Jonathan Burkhardt? There's so many ways I could get that wrong. So I'm just going to go with the safest option and say that. 9.5 million plus Tillman. Mavropanos sold for over 30 million. 45 in the bank. Boys and girls, it's about to get very, very, very fun. Joshua Wagnerman at right back. Do not mind if I do. That release clause can suck out, and so can your agent if he wants to force me into one. 18k, join the club. Thank you very much. My negotiated skills just know no bounds. Jolson Fernandez, I know we already have Knauf, but he can go to another side. He can even go on loan, to be fair. Jolson Fernandez, absolute baller. Get in the club. If you can hear screaming right now, I know you might be hearing screaming right now, yeah? That's the fans of the 2 Bundesliga crying out in fear at the sight of this next signing, whose name I'm not even going to bother to pronounce because I feel like there's so many ways I could get myself cancelled trying to say it. The team, though, as I said, mid to high 70s. Do not mind if I do. League, let's just skip straight to May because we know what's coming. As expected, League absolutely clamped, absolutely clotted. 26 points to Nuremberg. The Munich push is well and truly on, but not in the way that led to the rise of the Nazis this time. Yeah, no, my historical knowledge is just absolutely on point. Boy got an A in history, suck out anyone who didn't. Unless you're a fan of me, in which case, do better. Again though, looking at that team, that is a Bundesliga team already. This is why you don't mind small setbacks. 1 step back, there's probably a way. 3 steps forward in the future. I don't bloody know, I ain't no philosopher. 56 million, no. I feel like I must have literally gone into Hansi Flick or whoever's managing them, slapped them in the face, took their credit card out and said this is our budget now. Because Bayern Munich got 9 and we got Silas Ramanatunka, or however you pronounce it. The worst part is, I think it was Jaden legitimately told me how to pronounce it. Completely slipped my mind already. Completely gone. To be fair, I have nothing in my mind anyway, it's just empty up there. If you didn't hear, I did just knock my head and it was literally like knocking on the door. There's just nothing in there. unlike the team which is putting something in my underwear right now. Whew. We go into December. As you can see, the league is getting slapped. 4 on the trot. Show me us top of the table undefeated. Show me it. We're 7th. Hope for a little more than that, to be fair, but you know, we came back from 15th to win the league before, and it's Wolfsburg at the top, who are absolute burger, so should be a pretty easy one. I'm even getting offered jobs at Hertha Berlin. If anyone has played career mode, they know Hertha Berlin's team gets mad. Speaking of mad, Jolson Fernandez is a snake twat who demanded a new contract when I was away, so I told him to suck out and sold him. Seko, I'm a snake to you. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. But we always got to build up. It's stock markets, boys. Stonks. Robin Koch, just like my cock after seeing it, is only going upwards to the moon. In there, I swear down that's David Alaba in the thing. Anyway. Look at that team. After the first season of Bundesliga, we've already got a Europa League team. I would argue that is already better than our second season 1860 Munich team. I don't want to make early predictions, but I'm just saying, as we finish 2 points off the Champions League after drawing our final game of the season, I'm just saying this FC Bayern II team, I'm just saying 1860, I'd be very afraid if I was you. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be shitting my pants, to be honest, especially when you see this growth. It's just a bit disgusting. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? As you can see though, Fetty whatever you pronounce his bloody name as. Baller in the making. Football is back. Quackers is back. And we're signing squad players now because we're boring. Yeah. I always assume when we kind of fall off mid-season it must be to do with depth, even though simulated teams are idiots and barely ever rotate. So we got some depth at centre back. Anton joins, and then we start taking risks. Hoffman, I'm sorry, you peaked at Baywatch, you peaked in the year 2024. It was a good run, but you're just not going to push us any further. Strakosha, on the other hand, more than likely is. And for about 50 million plus Hoffman, it's just an easy choice, isn't it? It's just an easy choice. 87 rate Strakosha, gets in between the sticks, becomes our highest rated player immediately. And just to add insult to injury for the rest of the league, just for more rotation, we take Eden Hazard off the free agency. I know I said I don't really sign free agents, but I feel like when I say that, I more mean I'm not going to sign Mbappe at his peak for free, because it just makes the game too easy. I'm not going to abuse mechanics, as did they just pay Maya's release clause? Do I care? Do I care? No. No, they can have Maya freeze release clause. Feel free to have fun with them, lads. We'll just sign a new right back, a much better one, and Colin Dagbar as our second choice right back. It's not too bad, is he? Absolutely shut down Kingsley Coman. I mean, this is where Quackers gets a bit controversial though. Torrehiga, or however you pronounce his name, get out the club. Burkamp, get out the club. Your names, they're too hard to pronounce. We need some easy names to pronounce. I'm trying to do commentary here, lads, and I already sound like I've swallowed something I shouldn't have. Gabriel though, nice easy name to pronounce as long as we completely ignore his last name. Beautiful little left-footed centre-back. We want to get someone else in, someone you might recognise. Tillman. Play I'm Coming Home by Kanye West, boys. It's not even Kanye West, it's P Diddy. Am I getting called a racist for that? It's P Diddy, okay? They're both rappers. They're both pretty average with a couple good songs. Get in the club. Next we go to Bayern Munich. We slap our Magnum Dongs on the table and we take their best young prospect, because that is what FC Bayern A does now. We ain't B no more. We ain't the B team anymore. We ain't the jobbers anymore. We're turning heel and we're jobbing Bayern Munich out to us. This is our WrestleMania moment and we're taking our son back. Straight through to December. I'm expecting the best. We got the best. Third in the league. Bayern Munich 7 points off of us, just 2 points off of Red Bull Leipzig. We're not in the Champions League, are we? I forgot we're in the Champions League, right? That sucks. Europa League though, absolutely mollywopped our group, bent them over like a naughty Irish schoolboy. Dynamo Kiev up next. You'd expect more of the same. The team though is looking filthy. Second season in, and most of our players already 85 plus rated. Eden Hazard is our backup cam. Eden Hazard is our backup cam. 86 for ARP. Big Tillman still looking like a baller. Into the semis of Europa League, because as I said, I'm not going to show the knockouts of Europa League unless it's an important one. As you can see, with Conor Gallagher and Tammy Abraham playing for Atletico Madrid, as well as Alexandro and Ozan Kabak, EA's again highlighting just how fucking lazy they are. As we go out and finish third in the Europa League. I hope we're not... Oh, look, we're second again. 1 point off of Borussia Dortmund. Not quite enough. The team, it looks sexy. But it looks like the sex you'd need a couple pints to find. It doesn't look like just a thing that if you saw walk into a club, your eyes ain't leaving it. Robin Koch, get out. You're a bit small for us. We need a big boy. Presnel Kimpembe. As I said, early stages of this career mode, it's about efficiency. These old players early on, we're not going to be able to get more money on them. Now though, when we're fighting for the Champions League, players like Kimpembe, at their peak, we want them in, as well as Rodrigo, because we don't need to sell after this. All we need for these players is to batter Europe for us, as we see we lose to Napoli. Good start to our European push. As you can see though, what we all want to see, you've got eyes, I've got prizes. Not for you though, for me. Top of the league, FC Bayern in 10th. I said, we are alpha squad now. These beta cucks at Bayern 1 need to learn about Bayern 2, because we are Bayern 2 good for you. 87 for Gabriel, 88 for Kimpembe, 88 for Wagnerman. These boys are hitting their peak at the right time. This could be the year, with a little bit of luck, where we push for the Champions League trophy. We're going for it now. This ain't one more year type of thing. We're going for it right now. Yusuf Demir, he earned this. Fetty up, Fetty Wop, Feet Up, whatever you want to call him, he earned this. Stiller at CDM, he's been waiting to lift that trophy. Atletico Simeone, get the fuck out of here. Don't let the door hit ya. Where the good Lord split ya. Liverpool up next. Lukaku, Mane and Salah up top. We ain't scared of those two playing off Lukaku. As you can see, inefficient, 0-0. And you don't want to play FC Bayern at the Alliance Arena. Yes, I did name this stadium the Alliance Arena. Suck out. Boys and girls, can you feel it? The big moment is upon us. The moment for Bayern Munich to make their mark, because we ain't Bayern 2 no more. Liverpool, good to see ya. Bye Felicia. Get out of here. 2-0 into the semi, and this could give anyone a semi. Lyon in the semi-finals. Lyon. No, you're not seeing wrong. Lyon got through to the semi-finals. Yeah, I don't know how I get this lucky. I'd love to tell you all how I get this lucky, but the only ones who deserve my sort of luck are people who rename their YouTube channels after Duck. I'm not saying you should do that, but if you don't do that, I won't love you as much. As you can see though, unlike the 18-6 minute save, where we couldn't quite cross the mark, we do it comfortably here. Smacking the league, finishing top, team looking good, on to the Champions League final. We're feeling it today, boys. As you can see though, Manchester United... No offence, Man United fans, I know Marco YTB, the boy, is one, but I'm feeling pretty confident when I see Man United walking out as my opponents, I'm not gonna lie. Anyone who's watched my career mode with Valencia has seen how I've absolutely torched Aaron Wan-Bissaka on multiple occasions. Quickly though, just want to say, for those at the back who didn't see it last time, I'm going to be doing a Boca Juniors versus River Plate career mode next, as the rebuild challenge. So my question for you boys and girls, to let me know in the comments, would you like me to make it so that those two teams, Boca Juniors and River Plate, compete in the European Champions League, just so it's a little bit more of a challenge? Or should I leave them in their current federation, where it's more realistic obviously because Argentina wouldn't suddenly battle in Europe, but it'll probably be a bit easier once the players get higher rated. So let me know in the comments down below. I'll write up a comment about it. Feel free to let me know and call me a twat or whatever you feel like. But you know what? Who isn't a twat? You know who doesn't look like a twat? Fetty Arp himself. 1-0, Man United in the mud. You might as well change that abbreviation from MUN to MUD. 1-0 up already. Just don't let me go 1-0 up. This is the best Man United are going to get. I'm sorry. Strakosha, that's pretty poor to be honest. As Yusuf Demir drives down the wings, leaving Wan-Bissaka looking like he's running through cow shit. And Yusuf Demir's finish was pretty accurately described with a similar piece of cow shit. Fetty Wap though. I don't know what to say, boys and girls. I'm literally jafing in between us because lads, all my difficult, I've just completed it, mate. I'm going to go online, I'm going to look up some sliders, I'm going to find out how to make it harder. Because, I mean, when you're just the best career mode player in the world like I am, these wins just come easy. And I know you lot don't come here to see me enjoy myself. I know you lot don't want me to have fun. I know you lot in your heart of hearts do not want Quackers TV to be happy. I know it, boys and girls, I know. You want moments like this to happen where Martial comes forward, but they're not going to happen because I'm too good. And Tillman, wait till you see what he does next to fucking Belland. Yusuf Demir drives on goal and Dean Henderson absolutely buzzing with himself as he finally keeps one out. But Jamal Muslia finds Tillman again and it's just an average finish. If you're wondering why Rodrigo isn't playing, he was suspended. Yep. I'm yet to get a player not sent off intentionally. But obviously in simulations a player is sent off or injured every other game. I'm just gonna like pause for a bit so you can bask in my glory. Call me Bobby Roode because damn right I am glorious. 3-0 up already. Man United finally get a chance, but Thomas Souček, you better check yourself because Strakosha has just made you wreck yourself. Jamal Musilia, however you pronounce that shit name. This is why I'm rude to him, because he's just a cocky little prick. He needs to be put down a couple of pegs, boys and girls. I know I'm horrible to him, I know I'm a big bully, but he deserves it, okay? He's just so arrogant. He's got such a big ego. And when you're a humble person like me who rebonded it into the bottom corner to make it 4-0 against Man United, what can you say? Boys and girls though, don't worry. If you hate Bayern Munich's dominance, remember, this is just the prelude. As we go 5-0 up, how could you do this, Whaman? This is why we're told, to be fair, yeah, boys are taught not to hit back when a Whaman hits you, so I can see why Man United's defence might be a bit scared to hit Whaman. But sometimes you just got to take one for the team. 5-0 up, but remember, they've still got to face that 1860 Munich champion. Oh god, that's it. It's not actually kill it. They've still got to face the Champions League winning 1860 Munich team in the Munich derby to find out who the kings are, because it's certainly not Bayern Munich's first team. A dominant Champions League win. Boys and girls, I can only ask you once, I can only ask you a million times. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you loved the video, maybe subscribe. And if you really love it and you want to have it, maybe tell your friends and give them an invitation too, because you know, a wedding's just not the same if you're by yourself. It's going to be a celebration of all your friends and family. So make sure all your friends and family know about Quackers TV, because otherwise my videos are going to say no to your proposal. I don't get what I'm trying to go for with this analogy, but we're about to lift the league and go into this big point. Bayern Munich's team looking at its best. Yusuf Demir at 91 rated, Fethi Arp at 89, and as you can see, that 1860 team, maybe a couple players in the likes of Ruben Diaz and Donnarumma, they got a fluky Champions League win, to be honest. They did not hit their peaks. Their dynamic potential still had a long way to go, and a long way to grow, just like other parts of me. So you've got to say, as I'm asking you boys and girls, make your predictions down below before kickoff. Who do you think are going to win? 1860 Munich or FC Bayern II at the Atatürk Olympiat Stadium? It's starting to get juicy, boys and girls. As you can see, Presnel Kimpembe, not Stindl or Stiller, leading these men out. Strakosha's hair looking like someone's absolutely butchered it. He really was going for that Ronaldo of goalkeepers' haircuts, and to be fair, it's just as memorable. You've got to say the man has pulled it off. I am very impressed. 1860 kick us off though. Vranic's not quite sure what he's doing as he plays at Big Willie, but Emil Smith-Rowe, the Arsenal boys combining early. Into Nunes. Bayern Munich's team looking awfully solid, but 1860 looking comfortable on this ball. And just like the M60 they're named after, they are certainly driving forward early. Lads, can you do something? The Arsenal pair combined. When I signed Emil Smith-Rowe and Gavi Martinelli in the same season, I know what you're all thinking. You're all thinking, this biased Arsenal waste man just wants to sign Arsenal players because he's an Arsenal fan and he thinks they're the best in the world. And you're correct, but this is just me being proved correct as well. Emil Smith-Rowe into Gavi Martinelli, plus past Gabriel, but we can ignore that part. Smashing Strakosha and telling him, maybe lad, you shouldn't have got that ugly hairline. I'm assuming you got it to try and distract the attackers, and it was bold. It was selfless of you, but it was also a bit stupid of you. 3 minutes in, 1860 lead. Bayern Munich looking for that instant reply, and I've just got a text, not a text, an instant message back. Fethi Arp showing Gabi Martinelli, you're a good finisher, lad. You're a good finisher for an 87 rated player. I'm an 89 rated player, lad. Yusuf Demir, Fethi Arp combined to tear 1860 Munich's defence asunder. You've got to think though, Big Willie Saliba, you've been caught lacking there more. No, to be fair, you got caught lacking pretty badly with that Snapchat video too. It's hard to argue. Gianluigi, big nose, big horn Donnarumma with a big save though to keep it level at 1-1. And Tillman coming through. But as you can see, Gianluigi Donnarumma absolutely determined to do what his namesake never could do. Buffon, every time he got this far, made a buffoon out of himself. Donnarumma refusing to do so, using that big nose to sniff out those chances and snuff out those chances. As Stiller winds up the corner kick, Jan Couto with a great effort. I believe that's Jan Couto, it might be Rodrigo, I generally don't know what they look like, I'm not being racist, I just genuinely have no idea. And also I'm pretty sure Jan Couto blocked Rodrigo's shot, so suck out. M60 though, after all of that traffic in front of their goal, finally get some free road, finally get loose, and Gavi Martinelli, what do I always say? What have we learnt by now? When the Gabi party Marty starts, the Gabi party never ends. 2-1 to the M60, soon becomes 3-1 as Mateus Nunes, looking like a beautiful beast of a centre mid, bursts through You've got to think, in the battle of the goalkeepers, Donnarumma, the big nose, it's absolutely embarrassing Strakosha, and he's really shitty haircut. As Donnarumma kept it, to be fair, that's pretty unsavable. But Donnarumma kept his team in it after they felt pressure. And the second Strakosha's net found any pressure, that boy was loose, that boy crumbled. 1860, the underdogs, 3-1 up early on, 3 shots for them, 3 shots to Munich. Is it scripting? Is it just better finishing? Well, all I know is it's 4-1. At this point you've got to start thinking of tactics, don't you? M60, the 1860 Munich, going with that typical, that sweaty bastard of a 4-2-3-1. Whereas Bayern Munich going for the oldest gold 4-1-2-1 wide. 4-1-2-1-2 wide. Is still struggling to hold down that midfield against a 5-man midfield. Is Yusuf Demir doing his work? Is Wamanatunga leaving too much space on the left? I mean, I'm not going to say he isn't, but he definitely fucking is. 4-1 as we enter the break. What? Who would have predicted this? Honestly, if any of you put 1860 Munich would be 4-1 up at half time, first of all, you've absolutely just skipped ahead, so you can suck out. But I'll give you ratings for being brave enough to admit you're a cheater. Most people wouldn't be. Ranix could have made it 5, but unlike Nunes, unlike Smithrow, unlike Gabby Party Marty, his wife's probably pretty disappointed tonight because that boy just can't finish. This I don't approve of. This wasn't okay. This is just showboating. Yes, that is Donnarumma literally just taking the piss out of the lack of pressure by Munich putting him under. I'm not saying I advise this, but if a goalkeeper did that to me, I'd probably find them after the game and beat the shit out of them. I mean, I don't want to say he's an arrogant dickbag because you're going to call me a hypocrite, but call me a hypocrite if you want because the guy's an arrogant little dickbag. But Bayern Munich come through and the boy shows that arrogance can sometimes be a good thing with another huge save. Gabby Parton Martinelli, Emil Smithrow into Tony Cruz. Cruise control in full order. 5-1. Could it be anyone else to guarantee the victory against his boyhood club? The club that wouldn't pay him the ridiculous wages he asked for. The club he snaked for Real Madrid. The club he has put firmly to bed. Speed team. FC Bayern Munich 2, 1. 1860 Munich 5. At this point, I'm not going to lie, it's probably to do with tactics, and in future I'm definitely going to make sure both teams have the same tactics. But again, I'm not actually, because I think that'd make it a bit boring. I think a game like this where it's now 6-1 to 1860 is much more entertaining than a shitty 1-0 or 2-0 Benfica win against Sporting Lisbon. So you know what? From now on I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to make sure every single team I use has different tactics. Because even if it guarantees victory for one half, I don't give a damn. Fetty Wap gets his brace. If anyone can hang their head not in shame but in vindication of a great effort, it is this boy right here. I wouldn't advise celebrating a goal at 6-2 down in the Champions League final, but they do it. As you can see, boys and girls, though, that is what we call a wrap. The game gone. The match finished. The league firmly in 1860 Munich's hands. Tried to sound authoritative, tried to sound like I was interesting. I'm just not interesting. I've got the voice of a prepubescent 2-year-old. Boys and girls, fuck us out. Have a good one. Peace.